Hi, sixth graders. This is our last video week, and I am sad and thinking about how long I have taught you. And I was thinking when I first started being the music teacher, you were second graders. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So we've had many years together, and I just want to say you have been a true joy to teach. A class that's never been lazy or disinterested or just not into it. You've always been into it and had a good attitude, even as sixth graders when you could have said, yeah, I'm sick of grammar school. So good job. Hats off to you. And I wanted to address you each personally. So I grabbed my little roll sheet so you could know I'm thinking of each and every one of you. So Caroline, Haley, Catherine, Caden, Opal, Joseph, Noah, Brooke, Conlin, Drew, Jacob, Andre, Sean, Grace, Cecilia, Vaughn, Casey, and Sophia. You have all been a delight to teach, and I will miss you greatly. You are so ready for secondary, and I can't wait to hear about how you do in choir. And I think you are definitely well-versed in your solfege and your rhythms, and you are well-equipped to do a good job when you get there. You're going to have fun, and it's going to be different. So have fun. So today, as our last farewell, we are going to kind of put together a lot of stuff that we've been working on for the past few weeks. We are going to draw two scales. We're going to write in the key signature based on the order of sharps and flats, and then we're going to go and check and see if we can name those key signatures with our sharp and flat rules. Okay, so let's start with the B scale, and I'm going to tell you that the B scale uses sharps, and so if you look here you can see brackets and then sort of a V, and the bracket stands for whole step and the V stands for half step. So do you remember the scale pattern, the whole step, half step pattern? Hopefully you're looking here and you can see it's whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. 2 holes and a half and then 3 holes and a half, okay? So we're going to go from B to our next, actually, remember, we have to write the alphabet in, Mrs. Salzman. Okay, so we write in our alphabet, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Okay, now we check. So from B to C, we need a whole step. Remember, B to C is one of those sets of keys on the piano that doesn't have a black key in between. So B to C is not a whole step, it's a half step. So using sharps, we have to change the C to a C sharp. Okay, C sharp is set, as is B. We can't change it, so I'm going to say it's locked. We're going to go from C sharp to D. Now, C sharp is a black key, and the one on the right of it is D. And so if you go right from a black key to the next nearest white key, you know that's a half step. So we need a whole step here. So D, C sharp to D, since it's a half step, we need to change D to D sharp. And now that is locked as well. Okay, let's keep going. We need a half step between D sharp and E. Do we need to change E to E sharp? Well, D sharp is a black key, and right immediately next to it is a white key, E. So we know that is a half step, and so that doesn't change. So E is locked. E to F needs to be a whole step. Well, you remember E to F? E to F does not have a black key in between, just like B and C. So E to F is a half step. It needs to be a whole step. So what do? We put a sharp on the F here. Okay, F sharp is locked. And now F sharp to G needs to be a whole step. F sharp is a black key, and then G is the white key right next to it. So that's a half step. We need it to be a whole step. So G changes to G sharp. Okay, G sharp is locked. If we're doing this correct, we should land on B and not have to change it. G sharp to A has to be a whole step. G sharp to A is a black key to a white key, so it needs to be a whole step, not a half step. So we have to change A to A sharp. Wow, look at all these sharps. So if we did this all right, A sharp is locked, we shouldn't need to change the ending note. We can't change the ending note. A sharp to B is indeed a half step. So we have that scale. So now let's just go to our A flat scale, and we will put this one on, and then we'll put the A flat one on after that. Okay, A flat, let's name our notes in the scale, alphabetical order. So we go B, C, D, E, F, G, and A. Hopefully you caught me there. I have to be exactly the same as the beginning, so A flat. Okay, so can you guess, are we using sharps or flats in this scale? Hopefully you're saying, well, flats, right? Because we can't mix them on a scale. We have to use either all sharps or all flats for any note that has a black key in it. Okay, so A flat to B has to be a whole step. Well, A flat is a black key, and to go to a natural would be a half step. A natural going to B would be more than another half step. So this is bigger than a whole step. We have to bring the B back. So we're going to bring it down to a flat. Now, I realize that doing flats is harder because sometimes the interval is bigger and we need to flat the note to bring it back to either a whole or half step. So I'm going to draw a picture of our keyboard so that you can not be confused so much. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And we're going to draw in those black keys fast between C and D, D and E, not E and F, F and G, G and A and B. Okay, now visual people are happy. B flat to C needs to be a whole step. Let's check it out. B flat is the black key. If I go from B flat to B, that's a half step. It needs to be a whole step, so I do another half step to make a whole step, and I land on C. Yay! C is locked as well as these guys. C to D has to be a half step. C to D is a whole step because there's black key in between. So that means we have to jump back to the black key and make it D flat. When we lower D to this black key to the left, it's going to be flatted. All right, D flat is locked. D flat to E. Here's D flat again, and here's E. D flat to D is a half step. D to E flat is another half step. So that's a whole step right there. So if I did D flat and left E the same, it would be more than a whole step. We need to bring it back. So we have to flat the E. All right, E is locked, E flat is locked. So E flat is right here and F is here. It has to be a whole step. Let's check it. E flat to E is a half step. E to F is a half step. So that works. Good. F to G needs to be a whole step. Is that a whole step? Yes, because there's a black key in between. Good. And then G to A flat must be a half step. Let's check it out. G, here's A flat. G is a white key. A flat is a black key right next to it. Half step. We are done. Okay, let's write out the sharps and flats for our key signatures. So the order of sharps and flats is B, E, A, D, G, C, F. And since sharps start on the F side and go this way, we are going to start with our first one. So we have 5 sharps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means we're going to write in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sharps in that order. So our first one is tell me. Oops, I'll do it here. F sharp. And our second one, C sharp. And our third one, G sharp. And our fourth one, D sharp. And our fifth one, A sharp. Okay, the sharp rule. A half step higher than the last sharp written is the key you're in. Can you remember that? So let's go to our last sharp, A sharp. Is a half step higher than A sharp B? Is this indeed the B scale? Here's A sharp, here's B. Yes. So that works all the way around. Let's do the A flat scale. All right, flats start over here. How many flats do we have in the A flat scale? 5? No, we have 4 because A flat is the same at the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we start with B flat and we proceed out to D flat. Here's B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. Okay, remember the flat rule? Second to last flat is the key you're in. Is the second to last flat A flat? Let's check. Here's the last one, D flat. Go back one, A flat. Yes, it is. And what scale is the one without any sharps or flats? C. And what is the one flat rule? One flat means you must be in the key of F. Woo! All right, I would encourage you to do this video a couple more times because I realized I went kind of fast, but it was all review. So go ahead and do that with me and get your brain in sync with knowing the keys. And again, you're going to be ready for next year, and it was a pleasure teaching you all these years. I will miss you. Have a good day.